Let me sober up. Let me face things over and over again.
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to my predictions for Wrestlemania 33. So let's get started. First up, we've got Neville versus Austin Aries for Cruiserweight Championship. I would almost be too sad to see the belt come off Neville so soon. It feels like he has a longer run in him, but I don't feel confident betting against A-Double. The moment he wins the championship at the WrestleMania is too cool to pass up. Neville will always be the king of and the man who saved WWE's Cruiserweights. But the thing is, he's just run into a man who's on a whole another level. So yeah, I pick Austin Aries. Next up, we've got Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This match is full of jobbers and tag team wrestlers. And the only people who have a sensible chances of winning are Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn, Big Show, Dolph Ziggler, and maybe Apollo Crews. Yeah, Apollo Crews. So, but considering the fact that Braun Strowman jobbed to Roman Reigns at Fastlane, and also he's been great for past half year, so I think Braun Strowman the Giant wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Next up, we've got Alexa Bliss versus the SmackDown Women's Division for SmackDown Women's title. Now that Naomi has made a grand return and declared her intent to win the title she never lost, and since the match is in her hometown, it's an easy booking decision for WWE. So yeah, I pick Naomi to win the SmackDown Women's title. Next up, we've got Bayley versus Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax in a fatal 4-way elimination match for Raw Women's Championship. The Raw Women's division has been both predictable, that is when there are only 4 stars featured every week, and it has also been unpredictable, that is when Charlotte was screwed into losing a streak at Fastlane instead of stretching it out to WrestleMania. So yeah, this is a very difficult call. Nia Jax may not be ready to take the lead of the division, but she has dominated Bayley twice in last few weeks on Raw, a sign that she's a legitimate chance to walk out of Orlando with the title. The fact that the match was changed from a traditional fatal 4-way to an elimination match boosts Bayley's odds to retain slightly, but she is still clear underdog over here. Charlotte is likely the favorite to emerge as the champion, but I'm going with Sasha Banks. Maybe a heel turn when she screws Bayley. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I pick Sasha Banks. Next up, we've got ladder match for Raw Tag Team Championship featuring Enzo and Cash, The Club, and Sheamus and Cesaro. See, genuinely I've been a fan of them, even though they've not been booked quite good, I guess. No, actually they've been booked very badly. Anyways, but as far as the story is concerned, there is absolutely no chance for Sheamus and Cesaro to win the championship. And as far as the club are concerned, their run has been as the champion has been very saddening and I guess terrible. So yeah, as far as the story is concerned, I think a win for Enzo and Cass makes sense. So yeah, I pick Enzo and Cass. Next up, we've got Baron Corbin versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title. They're pushing Corbin as they should. Having him lose at the WrestleMania is a good way to halt the momentum, and keeping the title on Ambrose doesn't make a lot of sense. He's fine with or without the title. Maybe he could be reinstated into the main event. You never know. So yeah, it could actually be a piece of puzzle in Corbin's rise. So I don't see any reason not to do this. That's why I pick Baron Corbin. Next up, we've got Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the US Championship. See guys, the only thing I can predict about this match is that it would be a great main event worthy match. But the winner, it is very difficult to predict the winner because both of them are equally worthy, and this has been totally great rivalry and a great story. But after everything, it doesn't make a lot of sense for Jericho to lose the title here. And also, since the heels are winning everywhere else and the champions are changing hands almost everywhere else, so I predict Chris Jericho to retain the title. Next up, we've got John Cena and Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maryse. So yeah, John Cena could win this because it is WrestleMania and John Cena never loses at WrestleMania unless it is against Rock. Anyway, so yeah, but since Nikki Bella and John Cena are most probably taking a time off after the WrestleMania, but the Miz and Maryse are here to stay. A win for Miz and Maryse here could really elevate Miz to the main event, and maybe John could propose Nikki Bella at the end as a consolation prize. So I predict a victory for Miz and Maryse. Next up, we've got Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. So after giving zero thought, I think AJ Styles should and would win this match. So I pick AJ Styles. Next up, we've got Triple H versus Seth Rollins in an unsanctioned match, which is basically just a no disqualification match with a fancy name. There are many rumors that Triple H is debuting a new faction, but since Seth Rollins' loss makes no sense for the young guy, maybe first Seth Rollins wins and then Triple H's faction beats him up. So yeah, I predict a victory for Seth Rollins. Next up, we've got Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Undertaker is like the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be, while the face Roman Reigns is like the worst there was, the worst there is, and the worst there ever will be. So, but even after this, I think Roman Reigns is gonna walk out as the winner because Undertaker has always said that he's happy to drop to youngsters, and also if Roman Reigns turns heels and wins the match and beats up Undertaker, then I'm on for it. So yeah, I predict a win for Roman Reigns. Next up, we've got Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton for the WWE World Championship. This might be the hardest match to call on the entire card. In the one corner, you've got the first time world champion who has somehow managed to fly under the radar since winning their title, and in the other corner, you've got one of the biggest stars of the last decade in WWE who could easily serve as the face of SmackDown in the months to come. But as far as the story is concerned, a win for the babyface Randy Orton makes good sense. So yeah, I predict a win for Randy Orton. Next, it is Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. If you look back at Brock Lesnar's previous encounters with Goldberg, there's really no reason to believe he can conquer the 50-year-old Universal Champion who has dominated wrestler at every opportunity. Still, Goldberg has accomplished what he set out to do when he returned to WWE last year, and his run isn't going to last forever. He has proved to everyone that he is still a superhero, but every ride has to come to an end sometime. So yeah, I predict a win for Brock Lesnar. Anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. Please tell me in the comments who you think is gonna win, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, or enjoying the WrestleMania. Peace.